Hello everyone, here is your next kind of strength circuits video of this second lockdown. Last week, should I say, we focused on our upper bodies and our core. So today we're going to focus on our lower limbs, so into our legs and our core. Having said that, there's a couple of exercises which are whole body exercises as well, so you will still be using your arms, but the main focus is on the lower part of our body today. So you don't necessarily need a weight today unless you want one. I've got one just to show you what you could do with it if you did have one, and it doesn't need to be very heavy. So I'm going to be using a 3 kilogram. You probably won't need to go much heavier than that. You can go heavier than that, but you might not need to. So we're going to have a warm up to begin with, and then we will get cracking. As usual, we're going to be doing 2 minutes of each exercise, a little break in between the couplets, and then we'll keep progressing until we've done the 5 couples of exercises. Right then, so let's just make sure we're in a good rest position. So get those feet about hip width apart. Have a little rock forwards and backwards, just like we normally do in our Pilates warm-up. Remember, half of the exercises we're doing today are Pilates exercises. The rest of the exercises, I still want to use those principles of using your core well, but obviously you'll be using other muscles. Good. Right, now come into the middle. We're going to go up onto our toes and back down, just to warm up the back of our legs a little bit. So we've got a little bit of quad today, we've got a little bit of hamstring, we've got our obliques, we've got a full body exercise, which some of you are going to love, some of you are going to hate. I won't tell you about that yet, because I think you'll freak out if I tell you what it is, but it'll be fine. Good, 2 more. Should be able to feel your calves working a little bit by now, and then you're going to come back into your rest position. Arms in your dumbwaiter. We're going to take our hands out to the side, keeping our elbows in. I can see if I'm symmetrical on the video. I'm not very. So don't flare your ribs to allow your arms to come out further. So we don't want this kind of movement. Try and keep everything still but those rotating shoulders. Good. Right, we're going to do 1 more. And then on this one, we'll turn it into Cleopatra. So up, turn your hands over, and then back down, just to warm our shoulders up a little bit. And to open out the front of our chests. Hopefully some of you have already done the Pilates or the stretch class. I've enjoyed doing all of them this week. Good. And my hamstrings still feel really good from the stretch class yesterday. I can feel my bum actually a little bit today as well, so I think that's from that too. I'm going to do 1 more of these. Good. And then just to warm up our obliques, we're going to bring our arms back down to our side bend, and then back up. So only going to one side each time. Squeeze your oblique, so as you come down, try and think about these muscles shortening to bring yourself back up to the start. Good, 2 more. Excellent. And then we'll go over to the other side. One side might feel more free than the other. Don't worry if that's the case. Now when we've done this, we're just going to do a quick warm up of our legs. Good. 2 more. That's 1. Good. Now we have got squats today, quite early on in the second exercise, so we'll just warm our quads up a little bit. So into your kind of stance that you would normally squat, you're going to come down into your squat. Doesn't have to be all the way down. That feels awful today. I've just been for a run, 20-minute run, and then about a 15-minute walk. So my legs are warm, but they're quite weary. Good. 2 more. Nice, and then we're just going to go into some lunges now. Now we're going to go rear lunges because again this is one of our exercises today. So make sure you've got enough room behind you to step back. Your knee does not need to go all the way back to the floor though. You can just go to here I might do this today in the actual exercise, just because my knees aren't very happy today. Make sure when you push up though, you're pushing off that back leg. It's that back bum muscle that we're trying to get to kick in, so push off that leg. One more on each side. Lovely. Good. So, it should be warmed up now. Got a stopwatch with, almost fell over then. We've got a stopwatch today, just so that I don't have to keep looking at the clock all the time and trying to remember when we started. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to start with one leg stretch. I will just tell you what exercises we're doing to start with. So our first couple is going to be a one leg stretch, level 3, for 2 minutes, and then we're going to go into 2 minutes of squats. You can use your weight for the squats if you want to. Okay, so our one leg stretch, level 3, is this position, one leg comes out, and then the other, with making sure the non-moving leg's not coming towards you. Okay, so that's our first 2 minutes. Now 2 minutes is quite a long time, so you can have a rest in between, and we will get going. So everyone lie down, make sure you're in the right position. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, off you go. So one leg stretch, level 3. Now if this becomes too difficult for your tummy or for your hip flexors, you can change this, you carry on there, you can change this into hip twist, sorry not hip twist, one leg stretch level 2. So you come to single tabletop, then you push away, single tabletop and back down. But for as long as possible, let's see if we can carry on into level 3. Make sure those knees aren't too far away from you, make sure they're not too far up towards you. Good, and keep going. So the reason we're doing this one coupled with the squats is you'll be able to feel that you can feel your hip flexors. You'll also be able to feel your lower abdominals. And they're the 2 main muscles that we use when we squat. Our tummy muscles, surprisingly, and our quads and bum. So this is just using the same muscles in a different way. If you need a rest, you can come down for a quick rest before you carry on again. Like I say, it's 2 minutes, but you don't have to do 2 minutes straight. The only reason I do 2 minutes is by the time we've all sorted ourselves out, if we were to do a minute, it'd already be gone. Good, right, you've got 30 seconds left. Come down for a rest if you need one, if not, carry straight on, you're doing fab. Make sure those backs are still down onto the mat. Good. You've got 10 seconds, and then you're going to come up into standing. I don't mind how. 3, 2, 1, and up into standing. And we're going to carry on now with 2 minutes of squats. Now, if you want to hold your weight, hold it like a goblet if you've got it. So here, you're then going to go down into your squat and then back up. We're going to do 2 minutes of these. You don't have to have a little pause at the bottom, you can just go straight up. I quite like to have a pause just to get everything working. Now having a weight is going to try and encourage you as well to keep your chest high. So don't let yourself lean forward too much. Nice, well done. Again, you don't have to be going down as low as me. You can just go to your level. We've got a minute left. Should be able to feel your legs by now. Keep going. I'm just going to take my jumper off. It's starting to get quite warm now. Good, keep going. Make sure you're still going with control. You're not bouncing out of the bottom of the squat to try and use momentum. Try and stay in that nice controlled position. Good, chest nice and high. We've got 30 seconds left, and then we're going to have a minute's break. while I show you what's next. Our next set of exercises are oblique based. So our side tummy muscles, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and have a rest for a minute. Good. Right, so our next set of exercises, while you have a little break, is hip twist level 3. So hip twist level 3, again you're going to be in double tabletop, making sure your left leg doesn't move as your right one comes out to the side. So we're going to do a minute on that side. Well, about 50 seconds, and have a little rest, then come back up and do the other side. So that's your first one. Your second exercise in this group is a windmill. Okay, we do these in Pilates as well. You're going to have your left leg out to the side, right leg facing forward. You're going to have your right arm up, and you're going to trace down, and then come back up. Okay, so we've got 2 minutes of the windmills. Now, if you have a weight, you can have the weight in the leg that's in the hand that's going down the leg. So you'll have your arm up, you'll come down with that weight, and then you'll come back up. Okay, so I'll tell you about that when we get to it. Right then, 10 seconds then, and then we're going to go into hip twist level 3. So making sure you're down on your mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, into hip twist level 3. So a minute, so you're going to keep your left leg still, right leg comes out to the side, only as far as you can keep everything around your pelvis still. Now, like I said in class before, if you want to, you can put your left hand underneath the left side of your hip, and then you can keep some pressure down on that hand. Good. Well done. We've got 10 seconds left on this side. So this is our obliques we're using, and these are the same muscles we're going to be using along with our hamstrings in the windmill. Good, last one on this side then. If you want to have a little rest, you can. If not, you can just switch over straight away. Your right leg's now staying still as your left leg's going out to the side. Nice job, everyone, keep going. Make sure those backs are staying down on the mat. If it's getting too hard, either have a rest or just bring your knees up to you for a few seconds and then go back into that position. It'll just take a little bit of pressure off your back. Good, well done everyone. Keep going, 20 seconds. Make sure that foot and the knee is travelling at the same rate and you're not twisting your hip. Good, I know it's called hip twist, but it's not hip twist, it's an abduction out to the side. Right, you've got 5 seconds left, keep going. 3, 2, 1, up into standing then. I'm going to use a weight, just for those of you that are using a weight. So left leg out to the side, turned out. Right arm is going to go up, left hand's going to come down with that weight in it. Keep looking up at your right arm, and then come back to the start. And then again. Really reach up. Think about the movement to come back up, coming from your right arm, stretching up towards the ceiling. Good, so we're going to do a minute on this side, and then we'll change over and do a minute on the other side. Good, well done. Making sure that you're trying to keep both legs straight. Some of you will feel it down your hamstrings. Some of you might feel really supple after doing the stretch class yesterday, if you've done it. Good, and then we're going to change over. So, those of you with the weight, it's now going to come into your right hand. So your right hand's turned out to the side, left arm is now the one that's going up towards the ceiling. You're going to trace down with that right hand, and then reach up with that left arm to bring yourself back up. So control the way down and then stretch up with that arm straight up towards the ceiling. After this, we're going to have a little rest and then we're going to go into glutes. It does make a difference having the weight. It doesn't make it too much harder, but you do really have to recruit those muscles around your obliques a little bit more, around your waist. Good. 15 seconds to go. Keep that arm up towards the ceiling. Don't let it come down. Last one. Nice job. Well done. Right, you have a little rest again. Our next set of exercises are going to be swimming. So on our fronts, just the legs, and then we're going to go into some lunges. So we're doing swimming level 2. It's not too hard, but I really want you to think about form. Okay, so we're going to do a minute on one leg and then a minute on the other, just to get a bit of endurance in our glutes. So our swimming position. Today we're going to have our hands underneath our heads in this position here. Right, we're now going to stretch out with your left leg and then you're going to lift it up off the mat and then bring it back down. Point your toes and try and slide the leg out behind you and then lift up again off the mat. Now when you do this, I don't want you to lift it so high that you rock onto your right hip. Okay, so that's your swimming. We're going to do a minute on one leg and a minute on the other, and then we're going to come up into standing and do some rear alternating lunges. Okay, so we'll go in 10 seconds then. So onto your fronts, ready for swimming. 3, 2, 1. We're starting with our left leg. So stretch that left leg out, tummy engaged. Lift the leg straight off the floor, so no bend of the knee. Stretch it out, lift up, good, and then keep repeating. So make sure you're not overarching your back. That's why I said keep your tummy turned on, just so everything is nice and stable around that position. Good, well done, keep going. Making sure you're stretching that leg out before you lift it every time, and that you're not rocking onto your right hand side in order to lift that leg. This shouldn't feel too bad. This is kind of like, not your rest minute, but just an activation exercise for these muscles. Good, right, we're now going to change over to the other side. So just make sure you're nice and central again. Stretch the right leg out and then lift up off the mat. Stretch it out, lift it up. Are those tummies engaged? Make sure your backs aren't arching. For some of you it won't be a massive movement. In order to do that movement, you'll be wanting to either bend your knee like this, or you'll be wanting to arch your back. Don't do either of those. Keep that stretch out. Good, well done. Like I said, don't worry if you can't feel this in your bum. You're still using your bum muscles. I can feel my bum muscles tensing when I do it, but I can't actually feel them burning. They are working. Good, 5 seconds then, so we'll do 2 more. Good, well done. Right, up into standing now, and we're going to go up into our alternating rear lunges. So in this position here, we're going to step backwards, push off that leg, step backwards, push off that leg. Now if you want to use your weight, keep going. If you want to use your weight, again you'll hold it like a goblet, just like we did for the squats. You'll come back, push back up, then the other leg, and push back up, and keep going. So like I said, your knee doesn't have to go all the way down to the floor. You might feel a little bit unsteady doing this as well, so if you need to hold on, that's fine. For those of you that are a little bit off balance, try and step your leg out to the side slightly as you go back. It'll give you a bit more base of support. Keep going, we've got a minute left. And then we get a rest. Before we go on to tummies, and then a whole body exercise, which will get your heart rate up a little bit as well. These lunges probably get your heart rate up a little bit. I think mine's going up. Keep going, I'll turn around so I can see the time. 30 seconds to go. Oh yeah, almost lost my balance. Good, right, we've got 10 seconds left. Right, can we get one more on each side? Last one. Good, well done, and rest. Well done. So, a little bit of a rest now, and then we've got teaser legs. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I mean. So, in a moment, we are going to do one teaser, however you do teaser, whether you're all the way down or not, and up. When you're up, you're going to stay up. You're going to take one leg out, nice and slowly, bring it back in. Other leg out, nice and slowly, bring it back in, and then round back into a teaser. Right, when you do this, you're going to do your teaser, you're going to come all the way back up, and then down a tiny little bit before you do your legs. Okay, just so you're having to use your tummy a little bit more. So that's your first 2 minutes. You can have a rest whenever you need to on that one. And then the next one, if I say the word, you'll all panic, but I'll show you what I mean, is burpees. So, you've probably got in your head what you think a burpee is. Today, our burpee is getting down to the floor and back up. Okay, that's what I want us to practice. It's a whole body exercise, and more people than you think struggle with this. So there's going to be 3 levels of this. I'm going to show you the 3 levels, and you can pick which one you want to do. So your first level is a full burpee. So you're going to jump down, jump back up. Okay? That's your first level for 2 minutes. Your next level is that you step back, chest to the floor, bring one leg in, bring the other leg in, and then stand up. A little bit less ballistic. And then your next option is that you come down onto all fours, get down onto the floor nice and slowly, then get onto all fours again, and then get back up. So, I don't mind which one of those you do. All I want you to do is to get down to the floor, so your chest touches the floor, and back up again. Okay, and they're the 3 ways that you could do it. So, we're going to start with the teaser first though. So we've got 2 minutes of this, and then we're going to our standing down and standing again. I'll call it that rather than burpee, so you don't get too scared. Right then, when you're ready, we've got 5 seconds. We're going to start with teaser. Off you go. So, into your teaser, however low you normally go, back up, then back down a smidgen. One leg stretches out nice and slowly. The other leg stretches out nice and slowly. Then you go back down into your teaser. Up all the way, down a little bit. That was a bit quick on my leg, I apologise. Make sure your shoulders are staying nice and open. Good. Then down, back again into your teaser. Make sure you're in a position where you can feel your tummy muscles working on this bit where you're moving your legs. Nice job everyone, you're doing great. Can't decide on the temperature today. Keep thinking it's really cold. I just turned the heating up and now I'm absolutely boiling. So I'm going to have to go and turn it down in a minute. Good, making sure you're still doing those teasers well. Your tummies will be starting to not complain, but you should definitely be able to feel them by now. Nice and slow on those legs still. Good, right, you've got 10 seconds. One more tease up. Good, and then up we get. Right then, we're going into those burpees now. So decide which one you want to do. I'm going to do a step back one. So I'm going to go down, step back in, and back up, and then again. This will get your heart rate going, so don't worry if it does. Those of you getting down to your knees and back up, well done. I don't mind how many of these you do. We're a minute in. Keep going. Well done. 20 seconds. Then we get a rest. 5 seconds. Well done. Whew. Good. Rest time then. Well done. Right, I'll try and talk to you while I'm a little bit out of breath. Right, our last set then is based around our hamstrings. So we've already done quite a few hamstring exercises this week, if you do the classes. So, we're going to do hamstring walkouts. So for this, we did hamstring bridges and Pilates this week. We're just going to change it a little bit. We have done these before. Some of you do find these challenging, so if you want to, you can substitute it just for hamstring bridges. So this is the hardest version. Into your normal shoulder bridge position, you're going to come up. Without your hips dropping, you'll step one leg out, then the other leg out, then back in, and then back down. Now, you're going to alternate which leg you send out first. If that's too hard, you're going to just bring your legs further away than normal, heels dig into the mat, and then you're going to lift up into a shoulder bridge, into a hamstring bridge. Now, like I said before, there's a fine line between cramp and not feeling your hamstring. So you might need to just change the way your legs are, so a bit further out if you can't feel it. If they feel like they're overworking, bring them in. Okay? And then after that, we've got Romanian deadlifts in standing, then we're done. So when you're ready, you're probably all flat on your back anyway after those burpees. We're now going to go into our last set of exercises. In 5 seconds, we're going to do those hamstring exercises, either walkout or bridge. Off you go. So if you're with the bridge, in a normal shoulder bridge position, you come up, you step one leg out, other leg to meet it without dropping, bring it back in, and then the other leg, and then roll back down. Then you're going to come up again, the other leg now is going to go out, the leg comes to meet it, one comes in, the other leg comes in, then you come down, and we're going to carry on with that. I'm warm now. Good, so if you wanted to do this session more than once, if you're a bit sadistic like me, you could see how many burpees you managed to do in the 2 minutes, and the next time you do it, you can try and beat it. Burpees are a whole body exercise, and they get you really out of breath, so they're a really good conditioning exercise. Keep going on these walkouts. or your hamstring bridges. We're a minute in. Now you should be able to feel your hamstrings on this. If not, and you're doing the walkouts, just try and take your legs a little bit further away as you take them out into the walk. Not too far that they're going to cramp, but enough you can feel it. Keep going everyone, either the bridges or the walkers. And you'll be pleased to know you've only got one more set of exercises. After I've done this, I'm going home to then do probably an hour and a half in the gym at home of a workout that I've been trying to put off, but it's caught up with me and I've got to do it today. So I'm glad I'm filming this now. We've got 10 seconds left. Good. And then we're going to come up into standing. Now, if you know you're off balance with this next exercise, you're going to use a wall. Those of you that are quite good at it can use a weight. I'll show you how you're going to use the weight. So we'll all start now. You're going to have your weight onto your left leg. The weight's going to be in your right hand if you've got it. We're going to come down into our Romanian deadlift and then back up and again. So the weight in your right hand travels down where your right leg, where it leaves that space. You don't have to use a weight for this one. I know some of you find this challenging without a weight. That's absolutely fine. Now to come back up, I want you to think about squeezing the left bum muscle. So it's that muscle that's doing the work. We've got 10 seconds left on this side. Actually, we'll do 15 because we started a little bit late. Good, 5 seconds left. Oh, just saved it. Good, and then change over to the other side. So the weight's now going to be in your left hand, the weight onto your right foot. Can't go down as low on this side. You don't have to use that weight, remember. Make sure you're not leaning forward first. Make sure your whole body's kind of hinging rather than it be a slump forward and the leg out. Okay, moving as one part. Nearly there. 20 seconds. And then we're going to have a quick stretch out around our legs. Good. I reckon we've got 2 left. This one and one more. Keep that form. Last one. Well done everyone. Nice job. Well done. Pop that weight down if you've got it. Come and sit down on the mat. Excellent job guys. Well done. Right then, let's stretch our glutes out. So bring one leg across. Hug it into you. Well done. Hopefully you've all recovered heart rate wise on those burpees now. Honestly, I know some people, I used to say, don't like being out of breath. You see it like you need to give up. Good, then change over to the side. Being out of breath is like normal. It's just how quickly we recover afterwards. So, like I said, if you want to do that again, just see if you can do a couple more the next time you do it. And soon you'll be doing lots. It's a great exercise. It's a great toning exercise for everything. You'll notice that you have to do a little sneaky push-up at the bottom as well. Good. Right, then our last little stretch out then, onto our quads. We've used these quite a lot. Have your right leg on top. Bring your leg back into that normal quad stretch. Squeeze those bum muscles. I can feel my bum. I reckon it's from yesterday's Pilates. Good, and then you're going to come up onto that knee if you need a bit more of a stretch. Good, I look forward to you all cursing me on WhatsApp about those burpees maybe, depending on how hard you pushed yourself. Onto the leg then. There's a couple of you that I'm going to message independently and tell you how hard I want you to go, because I want you to go pretty hard on them. I will message you individually. You probably know who you are. Good. And then come back down and you are done. Well done everyone. So that's our second class. Next week we'll go back to doing upper body and core like I said, because today was our lower body focus. It will fit quite nicely with our upper body stretch and our posture week next week in Pilates. Right, take care till next week.